I picked up a handful of pieces from Hermes, including something that I ordered about a month and a half ago that came in shockingly fast. Hey guys, my name is G.P.S and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a pretty large luxury unboxing of all the pieces that I picked up during the past week or so. I felt that I deserved to treat myself while my eye is healing, but I think I might have gone a tiny bit too far. But today I'll share with you everything that I picked up. And it's going to be different because I usually stick to one brand when I do these unboxings. But I thought it might be fun to do a mixed bag of different pieces from different designers. So of course we have some Hermes, I have a couple of pieces from Thom Browne and then Prada right in front of me. And I tried to make sure to link all of these pieces down below because a couple of them I got a pretty good discount on because they were part of the summer sale. I'm not sure what's still in stock, but I'll try to list and link everything. And then I'll also include some of the other pieces that I was contemplating picking up, but I felt that I have one too many things that are quite similar to them, or they were simply sold out in my size. But you can never know, you might be interested, so I'll make sure to link those down below. And without further ado, we have a lot to go through. So if you'd like to see everything that I picked up, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and keep on watching. Let's start with some of the Thom Browne pieces that I picked up, because these pieces I actually teased over on my Instagram. And I ended up buying 3 things from him, but one of them I had to return because it was just way too small. But I ended up keeping 2 pieces. One of them is in the summer sale, so I got, I think, 20 or 30% off of this piece. And Thom Browne is a brand that I don't usually talk about, even though I love all of his pieces, and if I could buy everything that he creates, I would. But I really struggle with his sizing and the way he creates and looks at clothing, because Thom Browne has a really specific aesthetic and silhouette and even customer in mind, who is really not me. In case you've never tried a Thom Browne piece, the easiest way for me to explain what it's going to feel like is just imagine buying the most impeccably tailored suit or tailoring piece and the most luxurious, soft, cozy cashmere sweater. You buy them, you take them home, you put them in your washing machine, you wash them on the highest temperature, then you put them in the tumble dryer for like 3 hours, you take them out and they shrunk like 3 sizes. That's exactly what his clothing usually feels like. Thom Browne loves creating pieces that are tighter than skin tight and that are extremely cropped, which are usually not things that I can get on board with. But when I find something that fits me or fits me just enough that I can have it tailored, I loved buying things from him. And I have built up a pretty decent collection from him over the years, but I have to be really careful with what I buy from him because it can be quite tricky. So I picked up, as I mentioned, 3 pieces from him, 2 blazers and then 1 jacket. And one of the blazers, I'll just start with that because I did take a picture of it, was a beautiful cashmere tailoring piece that was just absolutely stunning. But it was in a size 1, which I thought wouldn't be too big of an issue to get tailored because I could easily put it on. My arms went through the sleeves, it fit fine, I just couldn't fasten it. And when I sat down, it felt just a tiny bit too tight. So I ended up buying it, taking it to my tailor. But my tailor said that it is such a perfect jacket as it is that even though he could take it apart and adjust it here and there, it just wouldn't be the same. And if I wanted to look as it does in its current state, he would basically have to reconstruct the whole thing. And at that point, it's not worth it for me to buy one of his pieces because I might as well just size up. But I kept the other blazer that I picked up at the same time. Funny enough, this is actually a smaller size, but when I talked to my tailor, he said that this would be an easier fix because it's a completely different shape and construction. And the way I want to wear this is quite different from the other one. So I ended up keeping this jacket, even though this is a size 0, and as I mentioned, I'm usually a size 2. But I bought this for the summer really just to throw it over my shoulders and put an outfit together without really putting too much effort into it. And this is this incredible cotton blazer that has, of course, the iconic 4-stripe detail on the sleeve, which is what Thom Browne is known for. And this one is quite special because it is completely liningless, like it has no lining, there are no pockets or really anything on the inside. It's just a really lightweight throw-on blazer that I thought might work really well for the summer because I absolutely hate being hot. But at the same time, sometimes I do want to dress up and I want to wear something just a little bit more than a t-shirt. So I thought this would be perfect to just throw over my shoulders, not even put it on properly. So it makes an outfit without having anything else touching my skin. So that's why I decided to pick it up. And even though it's a tiny bit too small, because I'm not actually going to wear this properly as part of a suit or as a more formal outfit, and I'm not really going to have anything layered underneath it, I thought it would be just perfect. Sticking with Thom Browne, there was another piece that I saw which is completely different from the summer piece that I bought. I couldn't even begin to think about wearing this in the summer because I would boil in this. This is something that I think I'll start taking advantage of probably around the fall. And it's a piece that Thom Browne does every single season, but I always struggle to find it in a size that's not too large and too oversized, but not too small. So when they had it in stock in my size, I just couldn't leave it there. Which is this wool cashmere blend bomber jacket with the most subtle stripe details running down the side. And as soon as I tried this on and I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, I just cannot leave this here. The way this looks on the body, the way this folds and drapes, there is really nothing quite like it. I own quite a few different bomber jackets from different brands, but I have to say that this is my absolute favorite so far. This is a classic timeless piece from Thom Browne because he does this every single season in different variations. So you'll find this in the wool cashmere blend, you'll find it in a lighter fabric. He also does this in almost like a winter coat version that is filled with some sort of a puffy material. And even though I've always loved the look of it, I always felt it was quite overpriced, and as I mentioned, I always struggled to find it in the right size for me, but I ended up getting it in size 2, and it's just perfection. It's not too small, but it's not overly oversized either. I just absolutely love it. So if you're looking for a piece that, again, I'm all about big effect and little effort pieces, and this is one of those things that you can really just put on with any t-shirt, any shirt, and it will make an outfit. You don't need anything else. Maybe a couple of fun accessories, but just the way this is constructed, this will make a luxurious outfit, and I am absolutely in love. Yes, this is not a piece for the summer, but I have no doubt as soon as the temperature drops, I'll be wearing this 24/7. Let's move on to Prada because I got 2 pieces from them just after I got the Thom Browne pieces. I think I picked these up on Sunday. I was just walking around browsing, and when I saw these 2 pieces, I just felt that I can work with these because I was never the biggest Prada person, but I think they've done an incredible job reinventing themselves. I picked up a black t-shirt from them a little while ago that I absolutely loved, so I thought I should pick up perhaps a couple more pieces to test and play around with, and I loved both of these pieces. And I would love to know what you think about Prada. Are you falling back in love with the brand if you liked them back in the day when they were the hottest thing under the sun? Or do you feel like that it's becoming overdone? I feel like that their reinvention has really worked for me. And you know, another brand that I've been loving recently is Celine. I have not purchased anything from them in years. I mean, it's been a really long time since I bought anything from Celine. And then they had a phase when they got a new creative director that they basically turned into Saint Laurent 2.0. But I think I am starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with them. I'm starting to see where they're going with this new direction. And there have been quite a few pieces that I was like, wow, I'm kind of into this, and I could definitely see myself wearing a piece from this collection or from that collection. I definitely think that their women's wear line is just head and shoulders above their men's line. But I am sort of getting into it. I would love to know what you think about these brands that are making a comeback. Anyway, let's move on to the 2 pieces that I picked up. So I had to pick up another t-shirt because I absolutely loved the black one that I bought. And this is kind of similar but also different at the same time. So I bought a basic white t-shirt, but this one has the Prada detail on the front. And if you saw me wear my other t-shirt, I put in a picture of it here. That one has the one that I picked up has the actual metal emblem with the Prada logo, which is the one that you see on their bags and on their small leather goods. Well, this one has the exact same logo, but in this case, this is just embroidered into the t-shirt, which you would think would make this t-shirt a lot less expensive than the other one that I have with the metal piece. And yes, this was slightly less expensive, but I felt it should have been even cheaper than what it already was. But I tried it on, I loved it. I'm always looking for a great simple t-shirt, especially with this weather going on. So yeah, I picked it up. I know I shouldn't have, but I did. And then the next piece that I picked up from Prada is actually quite similar to the previous one. I'm not sure if they're from the same collection, but this is the other piece that I picked up, which is this incredible virgin wool black sweater. You guys know that I absolutely love my black knit. Pretty much as soon as fall hits until the end of spring, I am always in different black knitwear pieces. And I've never owned any knitwear pieces from Prada, so I was really excited to see this. And what I loved about this is that it was actually quite sheer, but not too sheer. So it's not see-through, but once it's on the body, you can definitely kind of see through it. And the reason why I love this is because when it comes to wearing an all-black outfit, you want to be careful because you can start looking really easily just like a monochromatic blob without any shape or any silhouette to your body. So if you're going to wear all black, especially if you're going to wear a designer all black, and you want to give each piece its own spotlight, you want to make sure that you play around with different textures, different sheens and finishes. And what I love about this is that it's not a flat matte black knitwear piece, but it does have just the tiniest, most subtle sheen to it. And then when you opt for pants, I would go for something that has quite an interesting texture to it. So you can obviously go for jeans, but in that case, I would probably style this with a nice belt just so you have that division between the two fabrics and it gives you a little bit more shape. I think I have a couple of suede pants. I love suede pants because they give you again that additional layer of texture and effect. So that's what I think I'm going to do with this, probably one of my suede pants. But anyway, going back to the Prada sweater, I ended up picking this up in, I think I got a 52. So I got this in a 52, even though technically I should have gone for a 48 if I followed the way that this was styled by the brand, because this was actually designed to be worn over a shirt with a more formal outfit. But that's not really my cup of tea. I know if I bought this in the right size, I would have never worn this because I'm not someone who wears a shirt regularly, or at least not the kind of shirt that they would style this with. So I ended up sizing up to a 52 just to make it a little bit more relaxed and casual. And I know I'll get a ton of use out of it that way, just with a really simple black t-shirt underneath it. I know that this is going to be a winner. Moving on, I picked up a handful of pieces from Hermes, including something that I ordered about a month and a half ago that came in shockingly fast. But let's start with this bag and what's in here, because this is not something that I ever thought I would pick up, even though I own the entire range that these pieces belong to. I never really felt the need to get these, but recently we've been making smoothies in the morning, and I wanted to buy something that was a little bit more suited than the other pieces that I have from Hermes. So I ended up going for this, which I'm sure is a huge giveaway. So I bought 4 of these pieces. I bought all of the ones that they had. So I have one box here, and then the other one we already opened and have been using since I got it. But let me unbox the brand new one for you, which I haven't even washed yet. So of course, these come in the beautiful Hermes box with the ribbon. And then I picked up the smallest interval glasses. So this is the glass range that we use at home. I have pretty much every single one of the glasses that they have in this range, They have 4 different types. They have a beer mug, which is the larger glass that we use for water. Then we have the flute glasses, and then we also have their wine glasses. And then they also have the little things, which I think they call these the tumblers. I think this is the tumbler size. But I never wanted to buy these because they felt so small. But I feel like in the morning, if you want to drink a smoothie, this is the perfect size. So I ended up buying all the ones that they had. They had 4 of them. And I think we have 4 of the other pieces as well. So now my entire wall collection is complete. I love these things because yes, they're more expensive than regular glasses that you would buy from IKEA and places like that. Well, let's be honest, a lot more expensive. But these are things that I use on a daily basis, multiple times a day. And it just brings me joy. Do you need these in your collection? No, you absolutely do not. But does it feel better drinking your iced tea out of something like this? Yes, 1000%. I can tell you that it will. Just make your day a lot better when you see your iced tea in one of these beautiful glasses that are so heavy and well made. Let's move on to some other pieces that I bought. So I ended up buying the full-size version of the H24 fragrance, which I talked about in my last unboxing. So if you want to hear my review and my initial feelings on this, I'll make sure to have that video linked up here. It's pretty rare for me to buy a new fragrance because I worked in fragrance development for a while. So I know exactly how much it costs to make a fragrance like this, and it's nowhere near what they charge you for it. Obviously, I don't know the exact cost of goods on this particular fragrance, but I have no doubt it's nowhere near what it costs in the store. So I have a really hard time just forcing myself to pay the money for a fragrance. But when I smelled this, I immediately loved it, and they ended up giving me quite a large sample of it that I nearly used up, which is a pretty good sign because I have a drawer full of samples that I never reach for, but this was almost love at first smell, so I just had to pick up the full-size version of it. I went for the 50 ml version. It comes in 50 and 100 ml, and what's great about these is that they are actually refillable. So once you buy the full size, you can end up just buying the refills, which I think are like 120 or maybe 150 ml. And it shows you on the box how you have to do it. You have to twist off the cap, and then you can refill it from the bottle that you buy, which I love these sort of initiatives. I think it just, every little helps when it comes to sustainability. So I love that aspect of it. I've been wearing this pretty much every time I go out. This is the perfect fragrance for me for the summer. If I had to describe to you what it smells like in one sentence, I would just say to think about going to like a really old school, traditional, but fancy Italian dry cleaner, which I know is a weird way of describing it, but that is exactly what I get from this. Every time I spray this on, I can just see myself going to a really old school but high-end dry cleaner. You get the soft cleanliness from the detergents that they use there. You get the coolness and the steam from the irons that they probably use. I love it. I mentioned that it reminded me of Donald Judd when I initially smelled this, his sculptures, and I do still stand by that. But if you want a more complex picture of what this smells like, imagine going to a dry cleaner in the best way possible. It's a beautiful fragrance for the summer that I think would work for both men and women. I believe that all fragrances should be unisex, including this one, and I know that this is what I'll be wearing in the summer this year. And the last piece that I have in here is something that I expected to take about a year and a half to come in. Well, it didn't. I ordered this just a month and a half ago. So when I was notified that this came in last week, I was completely shocked because these pieces usually take, honestly, a really long time to come in. I ordered something similar to this back in 2018 that I'm still waiting for. Well, actually, I shouldn't be waiting for it because it did come in at one point, but they sent me the wrong size, so it had to be sent back, and I'm still waiting for the right one to come in. But I ordered a longer strap for my Mini Kelly through Hermes. So this should be the exact same strap that comes with your Mini Kelly, just in a longer version. So the original strap that usually comes with your Kelly bags is an 85, which I think is fine for people that are a little bit more petite. But if you're taller and if you want to wear your bags crossbody, you definitely need something slightly longer. So Hermes gives you the option to custom order a strap that is 105 or 120. 120 is really, really long. So unless you like your bags hanging really low down or if you're really tall, I would probably stick with 105, which is what I went for. But what's interesting about this strap is that they accidentally sent me the wrong strap. So we ordered this for my Mini Kelly 22 in black Epsom. And if you see this strap, and if you're familiar with the Mini Kelly, you can tell that there is something slightly off about this. And what's off about the strap and what's not perfect is that this is actually the strap that belongs to the vintage Mini Kelly. So the original Kelly 20 that was around a really long time ago at this point and is no longer in production. Because this is the attachment piece that came with those bags. And the strap with those bags was slightly thicker. And they accidentally sent me and made me the one that belongs to the vintage Mini Kelly, even though I don't own a bag in that size. Which honestly I'm not too mad about. Even though it was a mistake, I was really pleasantly surprised by this. Because first of all, the attachment piece here works perfectly and looks really proportionate with the new Mini Kelly. And I actually like the way it looks. I think it looks just a little bit more ornate than the hook that comes with the current Mini Kellys. And the fact that the strap is just a tiny bit thicker looks a lot more flattering on me with my proportions. So this is now something that I could have requested for this strap to be made, considering that I don't own a Kelly in that size. But they sent this to me and I was more than happy to buy it. So this strap cost 650 euros. So obviously you will be paying quite a bit of money for an extra strap. But the fact that I always wear my Mini Kellys crossbody and I have to come up with smart ways of extending my strap, I felt it was just worth it to pull the trigger and order a longer strap. And I really expected this to take about a year to come in. I don't know what happened, but it came in a month and a half, and I could not be any happier about that, because it means that I'll have basically a new bag to wear in the summer. Because even though I always wear my Mini Kelly, having this new accessory I think will really change the game for me. So if you want to order an additional strap, all you need is to go into your Hermes boutique, your local store. You'll need a proof of purchase or taking the bag with you, and they'll be able to place an order for a new strap for you. And this completes today's luxury unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comment section if there are any pieces that are on your radar to pick up from the summer sales. I would love to hear what's on your wish list currently. And if you have any feedback for me on any one of these pieces or any questions, you can always find me in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.